Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be performing and teaching you this really visual color changing card trick. Now this card trick will definitely fool anyone you do it to, and possibly even some magicians, because it did actually fool me the first time I saw this. Also, this card trick was created by Paul Harris, and I believe it is called Bizarre Twist, and I actually managed to get permission to teach it here on my YouTube channel, so all the credits will go to Paul Harris. I did not create any of this. So with that being said, let's go ahead and see the performance of today's card trick. Okay everyone, so let's get started here with the performance. I'm going to be using some red bicycle playing cards, and with the quick spread of the cards, you'll be able to see that they're all in fact red backed cards, and on the flip side, you'll be able to see that they're all in fact mixed up, just like that. That doesn't even matter because I'm only going to be using 3 cards for this card trick, so let me go ahead and remove those 3 cards that I need. Number 1, the King of Hearts. Number 2, the King of Diamonds. And lastly, it should be here, right there, the Ace of Spades. Alright, so those 3 cards. So a quick recap, the 2 red kings along with the black ace of spades, and they're also all red backed cards just like that. So the first step is I'm going to simply take the ace of spades just like that, and I'm going to place the ace of spades right in between those 2 face down red kings. It's a bit difficult at times, but if I could get it right there should be good, and place it in between those 2 red kings. Now I need you to watch the ace of spades real quick, because with a quick shake you will see that it actually turns facing up right in between those 2 red kings just like that. Now that's pretty cool, right? I'm gonna do it again. So watch the ace, I'm gonna place it on the table. Once again, place it in between the 2 red kings. Right there, just like that. Now watch, keep your eye on the ace of spades. Once again, I'm gonna do something different. With a quick shake, just like that. The back of the ace of spades actually turns blue. Now you're probably wondering, is the face of the card still the ace of spades? Well, guess what? It sure is still the ace of spades. And the 2 red cards here remain the 2 kings, just like that. And at this point, everything is examinable by the spectator, because they're truly just normal cards. So yeah, that is the performance of the card trick. If you guys did enjoy it, continue watching because the tutorial is coming right up. Okay everyone, so that was the performance. If you guys, and yeah, let's get straight into the tutorial here. So you're only going to be needing 3 cards. So I like to use the 2 red kings. You can use like the 2 jokers, 2 black kings, 2 jacks, whatever you like, and those are both going to be one color. So I just used red bicycle cards. You could use like blue bicycle cards, but just make sure that they're both the same back design and same color. And then you're going to need another card. I like to use the ace, and then that's going to be a different color from these 2 kings. So obviously the 2 kings are red backed cards, and then the ace of spades that I have here is a blue backed card. Now the ace of spades and these 2 kings could be whatever cards, but I like to have 2 cards that are basically the same because they're both kings, and then one that you can really tell the difference between them. And then a full deck of cards is optional that is the same color from these 2 kings, because you could then put these cards inside, just how I did in the performance, just like this. And then you could turn it facing up, and then just start off by going through the deck and removing the 3 cards that you need, just like that. And then from there you continue with the card trick. So that is optional, like I said, but you mainly only need these 3 cards right here. Okay everyone, so now that you have these 3 cards right here, let's get straight into it. So the basic setup is just the two kings with the same back design and color will go on your hand first, and then the ace of spades will go on top just like that, obviously with the different color back, just like that. So that is your simple setup, and then you're ready. So the first step here is you want to make all the cards look like if they all have the same back design and the same color. Obviously you have one blue one, so the way that's going to work is this little move here where you have the 3 cards gripped with your hand like this, so your thumb at the bottom. I use my 2 fingers at the top, and you're going to start off by turning over to show the back design, and then you're going to peel off the ace to your other hand, and right there you already stole the blue card and it made it look like a red card. So first step like that, and you do that process again just like that, steal the king, and then the last one you could show freely just like that. And you got to do that in a full fast motion just like that, so it could look very convincing to the spectator that all the cards are in fact the same color. Alright, so just practice that a few times. Make sure not to do it slow as I'm doing here, because it may not look as convincing. So just make sure to do it at a decent speed to where it looks like all the cards are the same color, just like that. Alright, so from here, once you've done that thing, you should have the ace at the bottom along with the 2 kings at top. So basically what you want to do here is you want to bring the ace back to the top. So the way that you do that is simply just with your thumb, peel the top card off to your other hand, and then you're going to do it again, but this time catch a pinky break just like that, and then you catch the other card, and now you have a pinky break below the top card, and then lastly the ace on top. So at this point you have a pinky break below the top two cards. So a quick recap, you are here with the ace at the bottom, you do 1, catch a break, 2 and 3, and then you now have a pinky break below the top two cards. From here, this is going to the first phase of the card trick where the ace of spades in the middle turns facing up. So the first step here is grab the ace of spades, and those two cards actually, and you're going to turn it facing down on top of that single king. But it looks to the spectator like if you're simply just grabbing the ace of spades and turning it facing down on top of the two kings. So you grab those two cards that you have a break below of, and then turn them over as one, just like that. And what you're going to do here is you're going to steal this face down card, which they think is the ace when it really is a king. You're going to go ahead and kind of like push it with your thumb while turning this hand like this, because obviously you do not want to flash this blue card. So I'm just going to assume that your spectator is in front of you, and you're kind of push it off and then deal it to the table just like that. Make sure not to flash make sure not to flash the blue card or flash the face of this card, because obviously they're going to see that it is not an ace. From here, you're here, and then you go ahead and place that at the table. They see a red card. You're going to grab these two cards, scram up in your hand with the red facing up. Do not show the bottom because that is a blue card. And basically from here is you're going to act like if you're gonna place the ace in between the two kings right there, when what you're really doing is simply placing it at the bottom just like that, and it's being held with your index finger. So the first step is grab your ace, tell the spectator you're going to place it in between those two face down red kings. And the first step is you kind of want to act like if you're struggling to get it in between those two kings. And then after a few tries, you then place it below those two bottom cards, push it in around halfway, and that's when your index finger goes to the bottom and pins the card up just like that. So you kind of act like if you're struggling, and then you go ahead and do it. Push it around halfway, then your index finger goes ahead and pushes it against the top two cards, and then you go ahead and use your thumb to push it in and then grab it with your other fingers. And it looks like from here that you place the card in between those two kings, because obviously it looks like it's being held when it's really being held with your index finger. From here, you're going to go ahead and regrip with your other hand, place your hand just like this under with your 4 fingers under, and then your thumb on top. When the bottom card, the ace, is really being held with your three fingers. The pinky I don't use, so you're here, and then you use 3 fingers at the bottom with the thumb on the top, right? And basically what is happening here is they think that the ace is in between the two kings when it really is below it, just like that. Make sure you don't flash that. And basically how you make the middle card look like it's gonna turn face up is in the motion of you kind of shaking your hand, you're really turning this just like this all the way to where this card stays, and it looks like if the ace of spades turn facing up. Alright, so that might have been confusing here. So basically, as you see, the ace is sideways, so when you turn it this way, the ace is now sideways still facing up. So that is the basic movement here. And what you want to do is your 3 fingers at the bottom holding that king, and your thumb are just basically going to spin it just like this. At times it may get stuck, but you want to spin it all the way to where it is kind of, this card is straight. So that is basically your goal. At times the card may kind of pop out like that, but it just takes practice, and then you should be good. So your 3 fingers, your thumb, and this is what it looks from the bottom. You spin it all the way till the ace, the facing up ace, is straight just like that. And it should be pretty easy after you practice a little bit. And then obviously remember to add the shaking motions, and it looks like if the ace turned facing up just like that. Alright, so you're here, shake, do the move, and then it turns facing up. From here, you go ahead and remove the ace and then place it on top of those 2 kings. The spectator is pretty amazed because they literally just saw the face down ace turn facing up in between those 2 kings. So the ace is on top of the 2 face down kings. You go ahead and use this card to turn these kings facing up just like that, and then you're ready to get into phase 2, whereas the ace of spades, the back design turns blue. So from here, you're going to go ahead and act like if you're stealing the ace of spades when you're really taking the middle card. So that looks like this, just like that. And it looks like if I took the ace, but this is a king, and the ace is right here at the bottom. So basically to do that is you should be here, and in the process of you turning your hand over, you could point at it with your 2 fingers right here, and then you turn over, and then you push that card back slightly, just like that, and then you're gonna pull the king right here using your 2 fingers out, just like that, right? And that happens all in one smooth motion, just like that, and you place it on the table. From here, once it's on the table, you actually have this card out jogged, so you can just use your hand to push it in, and you should be good. All right, so you go ahead and re-grip. You place that in your hand in the same grip with the red facing up, and then you're gonna grab the ace. You tell the spectator it's an ace when it really isn't, and then you do the same thing. Act like if you're struggling to get it into the center, and then place it to the bottom once again. Push it in around halfway, again with your index finger holding it up above the top 2 cards, and then your thumb pushes it, and continue with your other fingers, and then same grip, just like this, 3 fingers, grab the bottom ace and your thumb right at the top, and it is the same exact thing here. You spin it, and it looks like if the card turned blue in the motion of you kind of shaking your hand. So it's like this, and then it looks like if the card turned blue, and immediately you're able to take it out and obviously show that it is the ace, and these 2 cards remain the 2 kings, just like that. So it's all about practice. At the beginning of you doing this, it may look like this. So let me give you an example. This happened to me when I was first learning this trick. You place it at the bottom, re-grip with your 3 fingers, and sometimes the card may go like this, and it's kind of diagonal or like sideways. I don't know how to say it, but anyways, if you're barely gonna learn this trick, it may be like this. Although the trick may still work like that, you want to try your best to get the card as straight as possible, because it's gonna give the most amazement to the spectator, because it really does look, because obviously when you have this setup, the card is straight, so when it changes and the card is sideways, it's kind of like kind of suspicious to the spectator on why did it move. So you really want to try your best to keep it as straight as possible, just like that. And obviously, like I said, you're immediately able to take it out, show to the spectator that it is still in fact the ace of spades, and these 2 cards remain the 2 red kings, and everything is examinable by the spectator, because again, there's no gimmicks involved, nothing like that. So that's one of my favorite things about this card trick. Everyone, so I think that will do it for today's video on this color changing card trick. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, and tell me in the comments anything you want about this card trick. Do you like it? If you don't like it, are you gonna try it out? Anything you like? So like I said, that is it for me. Peace out, everyone.